What's going on, YouTube? I would like to welcome you to the Chris 6 Asylum. I will be your doctor today. Let me get you a straitjacket and get you settled in, because once you check in, you ain't never getting out here.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
What's going on, inmates and you lunatics? This is Dr. 6, and I am coming at you with another album autopsy of White Zombie's album Astro 2000, Songs of Love, Destruction, and Other Synthetic Delusions of the Electric Head. Now, this album was released April 11th of 1995, but the album was recorded in 94. I think this was the fourth and last studio album of White Zombie, if I'm correct. They end up having a remixes album, I think, come out after that, which was Super Sexy Swingin' Sounds. But this album is probably my favorite White Zombie album. Amazing album. I kind of have a couple personal things with this. For one, the song More Human Than Human, I love the song to death. I end up probably discovering this album maybe in the late 90s, I would say, maybe 98, 99. Actually, a couple people I knew, they end up having a copy of the album, and I end up borrowing it off of them. Jammed that, and the Sex Aristo, Devil's Music, I think is what it was. But I listened to that album. Very first thing I put in was the Astro 2000, and it just blew me away. The rawness of Zombie's vocals. I mean, I am a huge Rob Zombie fan myself. I like him in his solo career. Liked White Zombie a little bit more, but the reason being is a lot of the basis of what Rob Zombie is today is stemming off from the White Zombie era. If you look at his music videos, if you even look at his horror movies that he's put out, even those have the same feel as the old White Zombie material. So I mean, he ended up pretty much taking what he learned and pretty much grew with from White Zombie. He ended up taking that with him when he went solo, alongside of taking numerous Marilyn Manson members. But this album is a very good album, though. It has, I think, 10 tracks on it, but it jams. From the opening song on the album, Electric Head Part 1, all the way to the closing song on the album. I think it's Blood, Sex, Sky or something like that. I can't remember too well, but I think that's the last song that's on the album. Blood, Milk, and Sky, my bad. I'm going to flash the tracks listing up there, right there. Yep, right there. Okay, but that is a tracks listing to this album, and like I said, this is a very good album. There's maybe one song on there that I wasn't really a fan of. I can't even remember the name of it right offhand. I mean, it's hard to say that I don't really like it, because I mean, I will listen to it. I listened to it all the way through just a little bit ago, but the album to me in a whole, all 10 tracks are really not bad. They're really decent. Like I said, Rob Zombie's vocals are so raw. You had his one of his first musician girlfriends, or what do you want to call her? She was in the band also. I really don't know what happened to White Zombie. I really don't. I mean, they had something going for them. They were featured in a couple films, had some of their songs played in a lot of different pop culture, TV and all that. Hell, Rob Zombie actually drew parts for the Beavis and Butthead Do America movie. And the tripping scene where they're out in the middle of the desert, Rob Zombie did all the artwork and the music for that portion of the film. And I think that was about the time that he was just leaving White Zombie. And I mean, you could really see the White Zombie to the Rob Zombie crossover style that was used in the effects of that movie. But back to this album, though. We see here that the album actually, to date, has sold 2.6 million units, which is records or cassettes or CDs or digital copy. It has sold 2.6 million copies to date in the United States alone. This album has also went double platinum in the United States. It's gone gold. I know this is a small list also for certifications. It did decently. The thing is like I said, White Zombie, they were a smaller act. They were just getting recognized. If things wouldn't have fell apart, I think White Zombie would have had one hell of a career on their hands. Going a lot further than what they did. I know Rob Zombie's had one hell of a career since he's been solo. And if I'm correct, I don't think anybody in White Zombie is doing anything with him in particular anymore. But like I said, Rob Zombie himself, though, he has stolen most of Marilyn Manson's few original members and a couple of the newer replacements that they had. Like, he's got John Five, I think he has Ginger Fish and a couple other members, but he pretty much robbed Manson of his members, at least in my opinion, putting him over in his band. You can tell this is definitely something that Rob Zombie had his hands in, just by the damn title of the album itself. I mean, the fucking title is insane. It's just like Hellbelly Deluxe, Hellbelly Deluxe 2, the Rat Regenerator, whatever the fuck it is. The last couple albums that come out, he has such odd titles, and they're so fucking long. It's like everybody calls that album Astro Creep 2000. They don't even go by the full-fledged name, Love Songs and Destruction of the Disillusion of... Yeah, they don't go on with the whole fucking spiel, but it's the same with Hellbelly Deluxe. They don't mention the entire title. Every one of his songs is got some really strange, bizarro, extended long title. But just this whole album, though, overall, you got the heavy guttural vocals from Rob Zombie. You've got the real nice, thick, full guitar sounds. Good bass is brought in. It's leveled out and equaled out really good. Drums have been pretty well recorded and mixed in well. There's some sound effects and some little samples and stuff that's used in there, and I think they utilized them very well in the album. I don't think they really overkilled anything. If anything, I think what they probably should have done is added in a couple more clips and brought in a couple more samples, because at that time, about the time that album come out, I mean, there was a lot of people that was doing the sampling thing. I know they jumped on the bandwagon. They could have jumped on it a little bit more, because I think this album, anything that White Zombie does, or Rob Zombie does, I should say, anything that Rob Zombie does always sounds good with some samples behind him. I think he's a brilliant mind. I mean, his lyrics are just so bizarro. They're really grotesque, monster, horror, just kind of insanity. You know, his lyrics touch in a place where, you know, I don't know, there's only a couple bands that I've ever heard really that's anywhere close to a Rob Zombie or a White Zombie style. One of them being Creepshow 1997. I think it was 1967, something like that. They were a local band here years ago. They were a horror punk band, horror kind of metal. They did the mask wearing and the horrific lyrics like a White Zombie album or Rob Zombie. So I mean, there is bands out there that does this material, but nobody has ever touched on it like Rob himself has. But my overall rating on this album, though, I would definitely give this a 4.5 star, no doubt, hands down 4.5 star on this album. I know Rolling Stones rated it kind of dingy, and AllMusic rated it pretty decently. Somebody rated it a bomb. I'll post this up there, right there. That's the professional rating, I should say. The people who are credited for rating this album. But to me, this is probably one of the '90s greatest, you know, metal albums that come out at that time. At least the middle '90s metal scene. It wasn't grungy. It was demonic and heavy and metal. I mean, it was metal at its finest in the mid '90s. It wasn't that grungy, Pearl Jammy, Alice in Chains bullshit. Yeah, well, that ain't bullshit. I'm not saying it's bullshit. I like Pearl Jam and I love Alice in Chains, but it wasn't that. It was metal. I mean, it was metal. So, you know, I really, like I said, I really enjoy this album. I really enjoy listening to metal music overall. I am a true blues metalhead. So, you know, if you guys have any suggestions on bands, like I said, if you want me to check out a band, maybe you guys know some local bands that you want me to check out and give my rating on, see what my opinion is, drop a link to their page or put their name down in the description. I'll check them out. You got any comments about, you know, any suggestions about what you would like me to discuss? Anything with wrestling, music, pick my brain with either or, go for that. I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any suggestions on how to improve these videos better, drop a comment down in the comment section. Like, subscribe, favorite, follow me on Facebook. It's Chris Wilson, Chris6. I will have a video for you guys tomorrow. It will be the last and final Thursday Night SmackDown review. So check back with the Thursday Night SmackDown review. Like I said, starting on Tuesday of next week on the 19th, that'll be the official first live event from SmackDown. That'll be the draft day, so I'll have some coverage from the draft between live reactions. I may also have some clips of others I might add in, maybe end up inviting my mom into a video, so who knows. But check back tomorrow for the SmackDown review, and I may have another album autopsy for you guys tomorrow. It just depends on how tomorrow goes, how the day starts out. So I'll keep you guys posted, but subscribe. You'll get notifications when these videos are posted. That way you don't have to keep searching for these. Let me know what you guys think of the intro, of the title sequence. I'd like to hear from you guys. Like I said, if you guys are YouTubers, drop your link down in the comment section. I'll go check you guys out. I will subscribe to you. I'll share the love. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace, love, and stay heavy, my friends.